Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Bakuryu Action Series 1 Bachykeronagurus from Bakuryu Sentai Aba Ranger. Bachykeronagurus is the Bakuryu evolution of the Pachycephalosaurus, and was the first of the lost Bakuryu to be discovered by the Aba Rangers. This set includes two things, Bachykeronagurus and its corresponding dino plate. We'll look at the dino plate first, which is right here. So it's primarily cast in pearl plastic, with silver and gold paint, and is meant to resemble the top of Bachykeronagurus' head. Has no eye hole, and black covering on the two pegs that are used to attach it to changers, as well as having the copyright information on the back side. To show it off, I have here the dino brace, which I'll switch on right now. You just place on this, and then do the transformation sound. So this dino plate has a peg set that matches that of the Triceratops plate, so it changes the setting to the Abare blue setting. Additionally, it has a second set of pegs that unlock a secret sound on the Dino Commander, but I do not have that yet, so I can't shut it off. But I will revisit this Dino plate in the future when I get a Dino Commander. So now moving on to the main event, Bachykeronagurus, which is also cast in purple plastic. In fact, these two are cast from the same shade of purple plastic, with silver, gold, red, and chrome paint along it. It stands on two legs and has its body level to the ground. Has its arms and legs. Has a very long straight tail. And has its unique head. The Pachycephalosaurus was a dinosaur defined by its dome-like skull roof, which can be seen right here, as well as the various spike-like frills around said skull roof. This skull roof was theorized to be used for attack purposes, either by ramming predators or by flanking it using these spikes. It also has an opening and closing mouth and painted red eyes. One of the unique things about Bachykeronagurus that makes it stand out from a normal Pachycephalosaurus is that it's evolved to a point where its hands or claws now resemble boxing glove-like fists, and that will come into play later. Has rear ankle, has those kind of rear ankle legs or rear knee legs. It also has a slit going through the front part of its tail and a little bit of its neck, and that will be explained a bit later. Articulation wise, besides the opening and closing mouth, you can move its arms up and down on rotation joint, as well as move its legs back and forward. Now, part of its gimmick is something that can be tried out while it's just like this, by pulling back the tail and releasing it, for a spring-loaded gimmick. And that'll come more into play a little bit later. To transform it and prepare it for combination with Abareno, first you take this clip and undo it, then fold it back like this, which will let the tail extend and tail and head extend all the way to here. Then you fold back the arms all the way like this, and fold in the legs. And now it's prepared for a Bakuryu combine. But for that, you can do one more thing, which is try out the gimmick, even if you don't have Abareno itself. So you fold out this wheel here, then put it on the ground, apply pressure, and roll along like this. What you get is a hydraulic punching action. which can go as fast or as slow as you roll it. Now for the combination, I'll bring in my Mishmash Aberrano / Thundersource Megazord, which will act as Aberrano. And we can do the Bakuryu combine. So all you have to do is remove Triceratops, and then attach Bachykeronagurus in its place. And there you have, just put it back a little bit. Here you have Aberrano Knuckles. So here we have it with the arm attached. It has the same level of articulation, that being only that rotation of the arms. And from there we can activate its gimmick. Now for this, in terms of using Bachykeronagurus, you have to switch it to mode A of any Bakuryu Gatai or Bakuryu Senate Aberranger mech that you attach it to. Because I'll show you what happens if you switch to mode B, which in the case of this is this, and then pressing this button, nothing happens. So switching to mode A, we can simulate its finisher attack, the Baki Punch. So, like I said, you've got a hydraulic punching action there that wheels it back to a certain point, then releases it. Also, since it's attached to this arm, it does activate Tyrannosaurus's tail drill, but that's not used in the Baki Punch. So that's just something that comes with having this attached to this arm. Just stopping there. Now another thing to talk about is its name. Specifically how it's, well, Bachykeronagurus instead of Pachykeronagurus, as it's based on Pachycephalosaurus. Well, the Baki punch comes from Baki, which is like a sound effect for punching. Though I could be wrong, but I do believe that Baki has something to do with punching. Hence its finisher attack being called Baki Punch. And then the Knuckles part is, well, because it's used as a punching arm. Now, one thing I didn't know, like I said, making use of this arm simulates its finisher attack. And one thing I didn't realize in the past is that the motorized features of the Bakuryu Gatai series and the Aberranger Mech series in general are to simulate finisher attacks. And I have more Aberranger things that I'm going to be reviewing in the following few days, so I'll show you more simulated finisher attacks that have been created through the Aberranger mech line. So with that said, we can remove this and replace Triceratops. Then bring Bachykeronagurus, or Bachykeron, which is his nickname, back to the forefront. Now, Bachykeronagurus was called the Cephalozord in Power Rangers Down for Thunder, but the Cephalozord never got an official release. For some strange and, as far as I know, unexplained reason, this was just never released in the States, and as such, that did leave out part of the mech line, and a pretty important part, as it was part of a later combination that, for those who only bought the American toys, would never be able to be made. However, what I have here is the Bandai Asia version, which, by all means and purposes, is the same molding as the Japanese version. However, one difference is that the instructions are quite different from what you'd find in Japanese instructions. Specifically, what the instructions are primarily just the pictures that you find around the box. So it doesn't actually give you clear instructions on how to transform it or use its gimmick. So that's a little downside to buying the Bandai Asia version. However, this thing is pretty easy to figure out in terms of how to play with it and how to transform it. So, buying the Bandai Asia version shouldn't be too much of a problem. And it's a nice start to the Bakuryu action series. It's also a nice thing to have if you have any of the Bakuryu Sentai Aba Ranger changers, specifically the Dino Bracer or Dino Commander, because you get this Dino plate. And specifically, this is the only way to get this Dino plate unless you buy it loose from somebody. Because unlike the gimmicks of today, where you can buy stuff like Super Saiyan gimmicks like Ranger Keys in Gashapon, also known as Capsule Toy, and Candy Toy forms, the Dino plates were exclusive to the sets they came with. So, essentially, unless you can find this loose, this is the only way to get this Dino plate, because obviously, as the Cephalozord was never released in America, a Cephalozord Dino plate was also never released. At least not in the original colors. There was a special bronze colored one that was included with the Triassic Shield. So, this is obviously highly recommended to either Aba Ranger fans, well, to both Aba Ranger fans and Dino Thunder fans. So this is because this is the only form of this mecha that you can get outside of a special silver edition that was released by Bandai Asia. And speaking of that, if you're going around looking for this, especially on places like eBay, which is actually where I got mine, you want to take a look at exactly what you're buying, because the fact of the matter is that the silver version is not packaged in a unique box. The chrome silver version, and by that I mean this except cast in all chrome plastic, is packaged in the same box as the regular version. So you want to take a look at other pictures to see if you're getting the regular version or the chrome silver version. And so, like I said, highly recommended to Aba Ranger and Dino Thunder fans. And really a good start to the Bakuryu action series. So, please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog. No. Rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. Sorry, I kind of flubbed that a little. Anyways, for now, this is KRX50, writing off.